Guys, NBA season is around the corner, and that means we're going to get some great new content from some awesome basketball YouTubers. And I wanted to share one of my personal favorite up-and-coming NBA channels with you. His name is Get Like Coop. He makes fantastic NBA analysis and news videos. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in my description down below. If you go ahead and subscribe to him, tell him Flight Mike sent me. What's going on YouTube? Your boy TheFlightmike back again with some brand new NBA news. Well, this is kind of bigger than the NBA. This is actually bigger than the NBA and the NFL combined, quite possibly, because this news can literally send shockwaves with the way players manage their careers. In an age where we're seeing more and more potential NCAA stars and high school recruits opt to skip NCAA basketball in order to take their talent somewhere else so they could get paid and put food on their table for their families, we got some absolutely insane news. But before we get to that news, I need to give you guys some context about how groundbreaking this story is. And to do that, I'm going to introduce you to a YouTuber, a very successful YouTuber you may have heard of. His name is Donald Delahaye, or Delahaye. I don't know how most people say his name. I say Delahaye. And about a year and a half ago, this YouTuber, who currently has 2 million subscribers, was in the midst of a pretty big controversy. And the controversy was that in 2017, he had a notable YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel was based upon his escapades and his vlogging adventures of being the kicker for his team at the time, for his college team, the University of Central Florida. And although this brought great PR to UCF and was a great way to actually show what college athletes go through during their times as, college athletes in the NCAA, in addition to making some money on the side, Delahaye was told that he must demonetize his YouTube channel in order to stay on the football team, because the NCAA forbids its athletes from profiting off their athletic ability aside from their scholarships. And this drove people crazy, including Delahaye himself. He actually came out with an NCAA diss track as a result, and at that point he had a choice to make. Am I going to choose amateur sports, which is the NCAA? Am I going to retain my scholarship? Or am I going to give all of that up and just pursue YouTube? And Delahaye decided to pursue YouTube. And that may have been one of the best decisions he's ever made in his career. If you look at Donald's channel, he averaged about 100,000 new subscribers over the past month alone. The man averages about 21 million video views over the past month as well, and his channel is actually a remarkable YouTube channel. In fact, he probably laid the framework out for future NCAA stars. And honestly, I, for the life of me, will never ever figure out why the NCAA was so against this. How could they be so against a player, a college sports athlete, who isn't getting paid diddly squat to bring in tons of revenue to the NCAA, but it goes so far that they literally don't want them to make any money at all whatsoever? Plenty of people in college have YouTube channels. I started my YouTube channel when I was at UCLA in college, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be the first one to start my YouTube channel or the last one to start my YouTube channel in college. So the story ends off very happily, though. Delahaye's doing very well. He's currently in the CFL, but he's doing a good job vlogging his adventures in the CFL, and he's always trying to use his YouTube channel as a way to get some spotlight on his kicking abilities. And I would not be surprised in the least bit if he ends up in the NFL, because he's already made some content with Odell Beckham Jr., Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquette King, Cam Newton, and he has partnerships with the NFL. So it's looking very good for him. And honestly, I think he's developed his business skills as well as a result of this experience. So props to him, because he definitely made the best choice for himself. But the reason I'm telling you this great story is because Donald Delahaye kind of laid out the framework for this bill that was passed earlier today to happen. And for those of you guys that didn't hear, California will allow college athletes to profit from endorsements under this bill that was sent to their governor, Gavin Newsom. And the legislation has garnered national attention. Athletes like LeBron James and Draymond Green were praising California for this bill because college athletes will have the ability to profit off of their own likeness and name as a result of this bill. And it's actually, I know it's not what we were expecting. I know it's not the NCAA giving players some revenue share from all of the money that's brought in through endorsements and ads, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. Let's say if you're a basketball player, a college basketball player who is incredible at dunking, and you're only good at dunking, and you go viral on the internet because of your ability for dunks, but you're definitely not going to get drafted into the NBA. Well, you have the opportunity to build a brand for yourself based off of your skills and based off of the attention you probably gained from the internet. I think there was a player like that way back before social media was a big thing. I think Jacob Tucker was his name. He was this viral sensation on the internet that was able to do these crazy dunks, and everybody loved watching him. But unfortunately for Tucker, he was not able to leverage that into anything else. He did create a YouTube channel, but by the time he created that YouTube channel, his momentum kind of died. So at this point, this is actually a beautiful thing for NCAA athletes. In the age of new media, they could leverage whatever clout or whatever momentum they have going from the platform the NCAA gives them to do so, which gives them national attention on occasions, or if you're a star player like Zion Williamson, a lot of national attention, and you're able to leverage that stuff into building a nice brand for yourself, getting paid, and this should also reduce the risk of getting some shady deals done under the books, where athletes get paid by specific schools to go to their program, but such as the DeAndre Ayton and Arizona scandal and stuff like that. Now, again, in the past, I never really held it against the athletes for accepting money to join programs. And I know this could be a little controversial, but you have to understand, a lot of these athletes come from homes that are not doing too well financially, and they need more than just a scholarship to keep bread on the table. So far, this bill has been unanimously passed to allow college athletes to profit from their name, image, and likeness. And all that needs to happen at this point is the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has to sign the bill or veto the bill. So a lot is coming on his shoulders. The NCAA but bear in mind, guys, the NCAA is very against this bill, as they pretty much would be, saying that the legislation is unconstitutional and even harmful. According to the NCAA, if the bill becomes law and California's 58 NCAA schools are compelled to allow an unrestricted name, image, and likeness scheme, it would erase the critical distinction between college and professional athletics, and because it gives those schools an unfair recruiting advantage, would result in them eventually being unable to compete in NCAA competitions. Now, the president, Mark Emmert of the NCAA, and 21 other members of the organization's board of governors signed this letter. And Emmert sent the letter to state legislators in June that warned of the dire consequences if the bill passed. And honestly, I don't see, personally, I guess I'm just someone that wants to see athletes get paid. I don't see his side of the argument at all. He does make a point where he says that some schools will be at an unfair advantage, but at the same time, if you have the ability for a player to profit off of his likeness, wouldn't that give these schools, the smaller schools, a higher chance of recruiting big time players? Like, think of it this way. Let's say Zion Williamson decides to go to like Liberty College over Duke. Wouldn't he have the ability to put Liberty College on the map because he has millions of Instagram followers and he already is already a well-known name? That's my playing of devil's advocate for that. But Skinner went ahead and dismissed the NCAA's warnings as empty threats and said Wednesday that legal scholars have concluded her bill is in fact constitutional, saying that the NCAA has reportedly lost antitrust cases in courts throughout the nation, and as a result, threats are their primary weapon. NCAA rules bar athletes from being compensated for use of their names, images, or likenesses, and the bill would not allow schools to directly pay athletes, but would permit students to receive compensation from outside sources. For example, from a video game company for playing their game, or signing autographs or memorabilia. So Forget shoe deals and video games, though. NCAA athletes can't make a little money over the summer coaching youth sports. They can't promote their social media. They can't model athletic wear. They can't accept groceries or help with rent or equipment. This is a step in the right direction to get players to be able to do that. And LeBron James has been tweeting constant support despite not going to college, as you can see over here. Everyone is California. Call your politicians and tell them to support SB 206. This law is a game changer. College athletes can responsibly get paid for what they do and the billions they create. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Are you for or against this bill? Obviously, I have to say, I'm a huge fan of getting these athletes paid, especially those that probably don't have a professional career lined up for them. I'd like to get your opinion in the comment section down below. Comment Pineapple Express if you made it till the end. I'm your boy, The Flight Mike, and I'll catch y'all later.